All right, guys, what's up? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. So the footage that you're seeing in the background is of the minute trailer that was revealed by Splitgate 2 officially about Ranked. It's finally here, and we're finally getting it. And I figured we'd get a trailer, but and we did, but pretty soon we're going to be getting patch notes as well, because the team at 1047 has actually been really good about basically getting a patch note to us before the next update. And as we know, the update is going to be this Thursday in terms of when everything starts. So with that being said, I would expect patch notes to be coming out within a day or two, if not at the latest earlier on Thursday before the update takes place. So we're probably going to figure out more in terms of the ranked mode than what's given on here, as well as any other changes. And I don't know if they're going to go over any possible surprises or not when the patch notes, as far as patch notes go, I'm not sure. And I don't think they're going to do another trailer. And if they do, hey, I'm more than welcome to it. You know what I mean? In terms of the mastery camos and whatever else they want to share with us. But with that being said, we're gonna get right into the specific details, because the video does detail a few very specific things about ranked. So first and foremost, the three modes that are going to be played on ranked are going to be split ball, firecracker, and hot zone. And every ranked match is going to earn the player points, which fuels your climb. Everyone starts at bronze, so there doesn't seem to be like 5 to 10 placement matches or whatnot that determine your skill level to start you at somewhere, right? So everyone is basically going to be starting at bronze, and they're going to be working their way up. After bronze, there's silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and beryllium, in which every single one of those divisions also have five parts to their 5 tiers, excuse me, to that division. And actually, if you manage to go beyond that, there's a champion status with a floor level of 3,000 points. And basically what you want to do is you want to continue to progress to where you get closer and closer to the number 1. But once you make it into the top 100, your badge will also change, as well as the fact that you've also got a number next to your rank, right? So it's not just going to be a badge, there's also going to be a number. So if you see somebody with a 100 or less in your lobby, you are dealing with the best of the best, right? Literally the top 100, so to speak, right? So for that division. Now, we don't know in terms of specifics, right? There's a couple things we're not sure of, but we're also given hints, right? So for instance, let's say also progress gets tracked in real time, and you'll be able to see your progression after every match. Nothing new there. And that you can collect seasonal rewards from your peak. So let's say you make diamond 5, and that's the highest you've ever made. You'll get rewarded something specifically for that, but you'll get to keep it no matter how much rank you end up losing. So it basically says you're able to keep no matter where you place at the end of the season. So that to me says that you can also lose rank. Now we know this isn't anything new, but to what extent is my big question. You know what I mean? Will you be able to lose rank? Like, let's say you make it to diamond 5, right? If you keep performing below expectations and you keep getting, loss after loss after loss, and you can't seem to get a win in the majority of the games that you play, no matter how close you end up losing rank because you lose the match or whatnot, are you going to be deranked all the way beyond diamond? In other words, are you able to lose your diamond status and go back to platinum, and from platinum to gold, and from gold to silver, etc., until you start winning again, or until you start performing better in terms of whatever they expect you to do to rank up as far as the algorithm is concerned? I know that win-loss is probably going to be the biggest one, but I think also individual performance to a certain degree is going to count in this game as well. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing that gets you from point A to point B is whether or not you win or lose, right? Especially if you want to be one of the best of the best and make the highest of the highest rank. So that is the one question I have, is are you going to be able to derank all the way down to square one at bronze 0 or bronze 1, right? Or are you just going to be able to stay in your division? And obviously, if you get into something like champion to where you're in the top 100, I'm pretty sure, because it's so high and only the elite of the elite belong to champion, I would say that you can definitely lose your champion status, and you're just going to keep on going backwards until you hit 3,000. If you keep on performing worse, you go beyond 3,000, which means you'll be back at I don't know, beryllium or whatever it is. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you'll be able to, depending on how high you are on the ranked leaderboards, in terms of your rank and in your placement in division, I think it really just depends on how high up you go. I don't know if the best of the best are ever going to be able to go, to a certain low. I mean, I don't know. That's the big question that I have. And yeah, and like I said, there's 5 tiers per, so that's the biggest question for me. And of course the big question is, you know, how much does individual performance play a role in terms of how much you progress or regress, or how much you get punished, right? So basically, like, if you're playing very, very well, but your team is obviously not performing very well, are you still going to be able to progress forward, but just at a much lesser pace because you're playing well individually? Or, you know, are you going to not progress at all, or just not lose rank at all, right? Maybe you'll be somewhere in the middle to where you won't win or you won't lose because you're playing very, very well. Or are you going to regress really, really slowly, even though you're playing very well, because you're not winning matches, right? So that is the interesting part that I want to know. Maybe that'll be detailed in the patch notes that we'll get before this goes live on Thursday. But I think those are the questions that a lot of the ranked hardcore players are really going to have. I don't know how much Splitgate 1 you know, compares to this, so I don't know. As of the time of this recording, I don't know how the pro players are reacting to this, or how players that grinded ranked in Splitgate 1 are going to react to this. I don't know how different or the same it is, because there's definitely been a Splitgate 1 and Splitgate 2 debate within the community. So that's going to be interesting in terms of how everybody else takes that. And over the next day or so, people are going to be making videos, or people are going to be commenting on this. So including you guys. And I really want to know in the comment section down below in terms of what you think. And obviously the maps seem to be the ones in the background that are going to be played on in ranked, which is good. I think the selection of the game modes is good. I remember reading somebody on Twitter or X saying that thank God that domination wasn't a part of this, because a lot of people loathe domination when it comes to ranked arena. So that's gonna be interesting. So yeah, Firecracker, Hot Zone, and Split Ball are going to be the 3, at least for now. I don't know if they're going to add anything in the future, but we will see in terms of how that is presented. But yeah, in terms of if I am going to be grinding ranked, usually I don't right away, because I want my communication to be at a certain level. So that is something that is really huge. So I think that anybody that attempts to do this thing completely solo, obviously the best of the best players are still going to be able to progress, because I did grind Halo Infinite ranked over the last couple years, and I am very familiar because I grinded a lot of Halo 5 ranked as well. But with that being said, this is very much a team-based game, and teams thrive no matter what. So however, that one elite level player that is like one of the best players ever is still going to find a way to make things happen. But what they also usually do is something that I would recommend that you guys do as well, which is team with at least one other player that you can count on, that is gonna, you know, grind with you around the same time, and your levels, your schedules are in sync, and that your mics are on, and that you're communicating, right? And if you're going to do this solo, whether it's to give yourself an extra challenge or whatever, or whether it's just because you like to grind solo and to see how far you can get on a solo basis, I would definitely recommend you guys turn your mics on. This is nothing new, but there are, believe it or not, more people than you think that grind without turning their mics on. And usually what happens is when somebody has their mic turned on and they're communicating and they're trying to help their teammates, what's going to happen is at least one other person in the lobby is going to be encouraged to turn their mics on, and then communication improves, etc., etc., etc. And at the end of the day, even though if they don't answer, they hear what you're saying, so it's going to make a difference. I'm not as familiar with the call outs as some people are. I know pros have already been kind of scrimming and stuff like that, but I haven't really seen any call out videos or whatnot. So again, even if you're just communicating, even if the comms are not perfect, it's still better than nothing. And then I believe there's also the ping system as well, which helps, but comms are much better, guys. Comms are much better. They're much faster. They're more efficient, and definitely better than ping. But a ping system is better than nothing, but at the same time, again, comms. So in terms of if I'm going to be teaming up with anybody, it looks like it might be with a person or two, or maybe even a full stack from my stream, because there are people that come into my stream at very specific times, because I stream at degenerate hours. So whenever I'm ready for ranked and to play with people in ranked, as well as pubs, because people have been wanting to play with me in pubs, and I did tell them that eventually that will happen. I'm just not doing it yet. But the thing is, ultimately, I think that it is a lot more likely, because of my degenerate hours, so to speak, that I will be probably teaming up with somebody from stream or a viewer or something like that, and just kind of go from there and see what happens from there. And as far as pubs go, that's obviously a much more relaxed situation. So Yeah, so let me know in the comment section in terms of what you guys think about this rank system. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Is there anything specific that you have a question about? And do you think that those questions will be answered in some sort of video or form of, or maybe in the patch notes? I really like to know, because I know that there's, you know, much more specifics to go over as far as how the rank system works and how you progress versus how you regress compared to the things that we've been given in this trailer. So this is very much an outline compared to what actually happens. And I'm pretty sure some pro players are going to be having their opinions on this. So in due time, we will find out. So let me know in the comment section down below. Are you excited? Does it not make a difference for you? Are you more excited about the mastery camos? And do you think that we're going to have a surprise this week in terms of something else added that we don't know of yet? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you all for taking the time to watch and or listen, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.